What's going on, everybody? Uh, I'm back. We're filming again, and we're gonna do some more work on the truck. And even though I need to sand and prep the whole thing and paint it, um, you guys probably don't want to watch that, and I don't really want to do it. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit and fix a couple issues that I have. And yeah, I'm gonna show you what I got going on, and we're gonna get started working on this thing. Sorry, my nose itched. Um, so, still here, still looks like crap. That's fine. We're not gonna worry about it today. So, today's goal. You cannot see it. Maybe. Nope, you can't. The timing cover seal on the balancer leaks like crazy, and it has for a long time, and I've ignored it and just put oil in it. So the goal for today is to replace that seal and possibly do something about the power steering, because it was hooked up at one time and I unhooked it, and it's a homemade bracket and it sucks. But I don't know if we're gonna get there today. So first thing I'm gonna do is degrease the front of this thing and hose it off real good. I can't get you in there to see. Don't worry about any of the other stuff that's wrong, okay? Maybe you can see on the cross member down there, it's not gonna focus. There's a ton of oil, and that's because it all pushes out that front seal, and I've been too lazy to fix it. Also, don't worry about that homemade power steering bracket, okay? Yeah, so first things first, I'll set you up. I'm gonna degrease and hose all this off, and we'll start the fun process of taking this all apart. And I'm kind of realizing I'm probably gonna have to pull the water pump off and undo the radiator hose. That's great. On that note, you probably, if you watched any of my other videos, which if you haven't, I suggest you do, I talked about how this thing was getting warm, and I didn't know why. And, yeah, it's because I'm an idiot. So, you probably, I'll see if you can see it. But if you can't, this thing's pretty low on coolant. And I went out and started driving this thing because I was excited after it had been sitting for, I don't know, 2.5 years. And figured there's no need to check it for some reason, which is not. Don't do that. Yeah, but let's see. Maybe you. Let's put a little. Nope, light doesn't work. Yeah. Anyway, it's like a quarter of the way down, so that's fine. It's exactly how you want that to be. I'm sure there's no air bubbles in there or anything of that sort. So, anyway, also in today's video, we're going to fill that up and probably get rid of our very minor overheating problem. Yeah, I'm going to set you up. I'm going to hose all this off and then get it pulled in the carport, and we'll get to work on it. We're going to use a little purple power, and always make sure when you're cleaning oil off an engine that it doesn't go into the environment. It's very important. Okay, we got this thing cleaned up, kind of. We cleaned off more paint than grease, I think, which, yeah, I mean, you guys know how I spray paint stuff, and I spray painted this engine, so, that checks out. I laid out a whole bunch of wrenches over here, and I'll probably still not have the one I need, but anyway, we're gonna do something. Let's start pulling this thing apart. I want to show you guys something, because it's really stupid, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I guess I'll show you now. I was gonna wait. This is a $10 phone thing that I got from the Walmart, and comes with all these different attachments. I was mainly excited that it had a suction cup, so maybe when I take videos from inside the truck, you guys aren't at such a weird angle, because I know, as well as you guys probably know, it's a weird angle, but it's the only place I could get my selfie stick to stay and not fall or vibrate over. But I modified it, because, you know, we gotta modify everything. And this is supposed to be like a cup holder mount, but I fiddled with it enough. I disassembled it and was able to attach a magnet to it. So it's I have a magnetic phone mount, and it's not $50 like the one on Amazon. And I didn't have to wait for it, because I made it this morning. Yeah, like I said, I shouldn't be as excited about that as I am, but here we are. So yeah, I'm gonna use my new magnetic mount. I'm gonna set you guys up, and we're gonna start taking this thing apart, and hopefully we can stop this leak, because I gotta be honest, it's been that way since I put it together, and I'm trying to do things better now, except for all the hacked up stuff you've seen me do already. Just pretend that's not part of it. But yeah, I'm gonna set you up. Let's start working on this thing. Okay. Hey, I just realized I'm missing a water pump pulley bolt. That's good. If you ever worked on a small block Chevy, which if you're watching this, you probably have, they're about as simple as it gets. So I'm just gonna loosen the alternator up, take the belt off. I'll probably pull the water pump pulley off, since now I know I'm missing a bolt anyway, and it'll make it easier to see. And then the crank pulley will come off, and balancer, and so on and so forth. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Hey, that end of the socket doesn't fit, in case you're wondering. Also, looks like this belt is in very bad condition, so we might have to address that at some point. But it'll be another day. So, also I should have loosened these before I took that belt off, so I had something to hold it with. But you guys have been here long enough. You know I'm not very smart. Now I get the stroll for no good reason. slightly concerning how everything is loose, but, and I dropped it. Apparently today I'm just gonna drop everything, so that's fine. It also turns out when you buy cheap pulleys, Purple Power will take the shine off of them. So, you know, if you have one of these, just keep that in mind. This is an early motor, so it doesn't have a center crank bolt. The crank's actually, or the balancer is actually a press fit, which, I mean, they all are press fit, but this one relies on it more than the later motors that are threaded for a crank bolt. So hopefully, I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that my puller will fit between the motor and the radiator, because I'm trying to do as little disassembly as possible here. Ideally, you'd take all this stuff apart, and that's probably why it leaked in the first place, is because I'd try and take shortcuts. But who knows? Maybe this time will be different. Extension. Drop the washer, just as you would expect. Should really have lock washers, or just beep. I don't know. Something's beeping. I don't know what it is. Nice. I watched the bolt and the washer go in different directions. Ah! Same thing with this. Purple Power will make it not shiny anymore. Here, I don't know if you guys can see it, because I don't know where you're looking, but there's all the evidence of the oil that comes out. So next step will be, hopefully our puller works and we don't have to take the radiator out, because I don't want to do that. This is like most generic kind of cooler. I mean, we'll use this for a bunch of different things. You don't need an expensive one, because I buy the cheapest things I can sometimes, especially if I'm not going to use it a whole lot. So I'm wondering, yeah, I think we can get away with just using the pulley bolts. That would be ideal. Stay. I brought all those wrenches. I didn't even use them, so that was good. Productive use of my time. There it is. Okay. We're looking good so far. However, gosh dang it. We're looking less good so far. Where did you go? Oh. Okay. Let me see. Can you guys see anything? I don't know. Here. Maybe we can... Oh. Pointed in the wrong spot. Come on. I'm new here. Okay. Sorry. Oh. That's not better. Hold on. Let me readjust. Well, I got you guys the up close and personal view, so, you know, when I bust my knuckles or whatever is about to happen, you get to see it up close and personal. And you don't have to look at my stupid face for a while. We're just gonna... I think we can just bolt this up flat on here. One thing that's really important with these is try to use as many threads as you can, because I have seen where people don't thread these in far enough and you rip out the first 2 or 3 threads because it just doesn't have enough strength. You should also probably use like good high quality hardware. I don't have that, so I guess do as I say, not as I do. That's what my parents always told me. So, yeah, here we are. Get this one in. Hopefully that is enough space there. Oh, it's probably not, but yeah, I can see the busted knuckles incoming. Well, it's already sliding off. Okay. The other hard part about these is trying to put them back on, because you don't have any space to hit it back into place, and there's no bolt to hold it down. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I guess the good thing about it leaking a bunch of oil is, well, everything's lubricated. Also, try not to drop this when it comes off. The later cranks with the center bolt are a much better design, and also if you're doing any sort of performance oriented stuff, it's definitely what you want, because I have actually had these press-on style, I've had them come off, which makes for an exciting few minutes as you try and figure out what the giant chunk of material is that just bounced off the front of your vehicle and then down underneath your vehicle. Come on, come on. Okay. Why is there a bunch of rust in there? Oh, hey. That's not very good. I don't know if you guys can see. Focus. Come on, phone. I don't have an extra. Oh, there it goes. That is a big old crack in that bouncer. So, I wonder how much that had to do with our leak, or how long it's been that way. But it is broken all the way through. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. I did preemptively. I had no idea that was like that. But hold on. Just wait a second. I did buy this repair sleeve for it, but I got to do some looking, because I feel like the intended purpose of this was to create a smooth surface, not to hold a cracked balancer together. So yeah, let's I don't know. That's a bummer, because I did not really expect that. Well, whoa, I didn't realize how close you were. I'm going to let's go ahead and pull the seal out. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It's kind of a cool little trick. And then I will have to do a little research and see if it's feasible to get one of those today. I cannot believe how hard it is to get small block Chevy parts anymore. I'm not that old, but when I was growing up, you could literally drive to any auto parts store and get just about anything you needed. And it is not that way anymore. I guess I've been, I feel like my dad when I say stuff like this, but I guess I've been around long enough that that stuff's getting phased out, and it's odd. It's a weird thing. But anyway, I'm rambling because now my brain is scrambled, because I did not expect to find that. And so yeah, I'm going to set you guys back up and show you how I'm going to pull this seal out, and then probably talk for way too long again after that, and then I will stop talking and try and figure out what I'm going to do. So let's do that. Okay, I don't know, I hope you guys can see. Basically, I should make sure this fits. I'm going to, this is the smallest drill bit I had. I'm going to drill probably 2 really small holes in the housing of the seal, and then we'll run a screw in it, and we should be able to just pull it out. In theory, anyway. The key here is to not hit the timing cover. I should probably use 2 hands. Okay. I should have probably also center punched these. That would have helped. Oh, there's some light. Okay. There's one. Come on. Okay. Maybe that'll work, but probably not. Come on. Okay. Well, that shouldn't have happened. Okay. Well, that did not work the way I thought it was going to. That can go in the garbage. And now I've got to try and clean all that up the best I can. Okay, I found some silicone. Luckily I had a piece of scrap that seems to be exactly the size I need, so that's convenient. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm putting the silicone on it, which is why I'm making weird noises and you can't see anything. I don't feel like you should have to silicone these seals in, but obviously this cheap cover is not what you should be using anyway. So we're gonna try and make it work, and also make a giant mess in the process. Now, how do we get this on there? Without making a giant mess. Okay. Luckily, I don't even know where I got this from, but it's a, don't look at that cut, okay? Yeah, just don't look at it. But, it's heavy wall aluminum pipe, and I don't know where it came from, but seemed to be exactly the size I needed. I should make a disclaimer that I absolutely hate putting these seals in. I've never had good luck doing it, so hopefully this goes okay. Okay, well, here's where I'm at. Focus. There's a big old crack in this thing. As you can see, I cleaned it up pretty good. I'm gonna do the wrong thing, as stupid as that sounds, and put this little repair sleeve on here. Mainly because if I want to buy one of these balancers today, it's I don't know, 40% higher than if I order it online and wait for it. But I don't want to leave the truck dead in the carport while I wait on a new one. And to be perfectly honest, I'm probably going to leave this in there. I know I shouldn't. I know it's bad. But I'm trying to drive this thing for the next couple months. And I've said it. What? Go away. I've said it a couple times. I'd like to change the motor in this thing. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it doesn't, then I'll go ahead and spend the $50 on a new balancer. And luckily this thing's pretty easy to work on, so I'm not too worried about if I got to take it back apart and change it. But I'm going to kind of show you what I got. Also, the new magnetic phone holder. It's pretty great. So, obviously, I cleaned this thing up pretty good. You want to try, like I scuffed it with Scotch-Brite, but you want to try and keep the scratches going this way, because anything this way, like this giant crack, will cause oil leaks. So, I'm going to, I've never used one of these before, but I saw it as a suggested part with the seal, and I thought it might be a good idea since this thing's always leaked. But I'm going to take a little bit of this gray silicone and kind of put a thin layer in here just to help this seal to the snout of the balancer, especially since there's a giant crack that's going to leak oil out of it. So do that like that. Try and get most of that off my finger. And I guess I don't really know. I don't feel like it needs to go down as far as this will go. But I'm going to need a hammer. Okay, before I just put a little bit of grease on there, nothing crazy, just to help it slide in that seal. The other thing I want to do, I'm going to loosen all these timing cover bolts just a hair, and I'm hoping what that will do is let this kind of locate itself on the seal down there. I don't really know if that's gonna work, but it's not gonna hurt anything. It'll only take me a minute to do it. Okay, I'm back. I decided to go run my errands and pick up a bolt, because I didn't have one, naturally. Also, before I left, I filled the power steering up with fluid, because I'm still trying to remember why I disconnected it. But yeah, I'm gonna do like I told you guys I was gonna do and slap all this back together real fast. Most likely it will be sped up because there's nothing that exciting about it. Even got some Loctite out so I can Loctite these bolts. Maybe I'll have all of them next time, since I haven't done anything else right today. Alright, as you can probably see, I got all this put back together. Nothing too exciting there. I did put the power steering belt on and got it to tighten up. Yeah, my homemade bracket's not very good, but it's always a nightmare to try and figure out brackets for these, even though it shouldn't be that hard. And I don't know, I don't see any reason why that's not going to work. It ran the way it is for a long time. I honestly cannot remember why I took that belt off. But anyway, yeah, I put Loctite on all the bolts. You can see I actually have 4 of them on the water pump now. Somebody answer this question for me. Because as I was putting this together, I realized I was putting a washer, a lock washer, and then the bolt. And I'm the one who did it that way. But I can't help but feel like that kind of it makes it where the lock washer, I don't think, actually does anything. Because, I don't know, I guess it holds tension on it. I don't know. Are you supposed to run a washer and then a lock washer and then a bolt? Or are you supposed to run a lock washer and a bolt, or a washer and a bolt? Somebody let me know. I really don't know. This is the kind of things I think about while I'm working. Anyway, let's walk over here and start this thing up and see if we have a giant mess under the front of it when we get back out there. Gotta give it a couple pumps. Well, it still runs. Definitely have an exhaust leak. And I definitely need to tighten that alternator belt. See if this power steering works. Well, obviously it's not great, but I feel like it might be good enough. We can go cruise this thing around for a minute, hopefully, and then come back and figure out how big of a problem we have. I don't know, hopefully we fix something at least. Yeah, so I'm going to clean up for a minute, and I think we'll give that new suction cup mount a test, and at the same time we'll go cruise this thing around the block, see how it does. I'll be back. Man, I can't believe you guys would do this to me. What? I can't believe you guys would do this to me. I don't know what came out of my mouth a minute ago. I told you guys. That's backwards. I told you guys I needed coolant in this thing. Nobody reminded me. I almost drove off without it. So, I'm going to put coolant in this thing. Then I'm going to clean up a little bit. Then I'm going to try a suction cup mount. And we're going for a ride. Come on. Okay. We're trying out the new mount. I don't know how it's going to be. I guess let me know if you like this angle better or the weird angle from over here. I also don't know if the audio is going to work because you're kind of far away from me. But that's why we got to test, right? So, despite you guys forgetting to tell me, I got coolant in it, and we're going to go take this thing for a quick ride. We're not going to go real far because my tools are all out, and I need those. So, let's go take this thing for a short little rip, and yeah, see how it goes. steering pump will actually pull the motor down. I feel like that's probably not a good thing. Let's see how, oh my gosh. I forgot what it was like to have power steering. See any big puddles behind it yet. The seasons feel like they're starting to change. The weather is beautiful today. A little bit overcast, not hot. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course, next week it'll probably be back to summer again. So I feel like it does that to me every year. Has a kickdown cable hooked up. I don't know why I never thought of that before. Which isn't a big deal, but like right there it didn't downshift. And it probably needed to. I mean, I got my hand on a shifter, but why would we make it that easy? I do love this truck, man. It's not fast, but it sounds pretty cool. is still there. I really want this thing to get up to temperature, so we'll just keep idling around the neighborhood, pissing off all my neighbors probably. Too alarming coming out of the back of it. Pull out onto this main road real fast. Just now got to 160 degrees. I know I have a thermostat in it. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember if it's a 160 or 180. I usually run a 160 and everything. So I would say that's right about where we're at, because it seems like it's kind of stopped there. But man, last time I drove it just idling around like this, it would climb 190, 195 pretty easy. So I already feel like it was definitely my stupidity that caused the problem before. You guys know by now that happens a lot. So yeah, I'm pretty happy so far. I do smell a little bit of burning oil. So we'll check on that when we get to the house. See how our new seal's doing. We still got oil pressure and everything, so we ain't blown it up yet. We might, but we haven't yet. So we'll get back and kind of take a quick peek at what's going on under the hood of this thing. And we will end this video on a high note, I hope. Unless the seal's blown out, you know, which it probably is. this thing off. Can I get you guys out of here? Hey, look at that. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Shoot. Can you guys tell? I'm not good at this. Oh, okay. Let's go see how we're doing. There's definitely some weird smells. So, just stay right there. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. So, that's not ideal, but that's fine. Let's see. You guys are gonna have to tell me if you see anything, because I can't see nothing. Hold on. Okay, let's start with this belt's still good. That belt's still good. Don't let me look underneath. There's definitely something dripping off the cross member. We'll have to figure out what that is. Hold on. Well, I got good news, but I also got bad news. It is what it is, right? So, it does appear that the seal is sealing. It's convenient. It's kind of its job. However, we have a different oil leak. So, let me show you guys what I got going on. Hold on. Shout out Summit for making cool retro front license plates to cover holes on bumpers. So, as you can see, oil on the cross member. It's kind of what started this whole thing in the first place. As you can see, really dirty oil pan from oil leaking. Also what started this whole thing. But, if you look there, you can see this. There's no oil around the seal that I put in. And the grease is still there. So that appears to be doing its job. However, that is oil coming from between the pan and the timing cover. So, it's not a big deal. It's a very common thing for these small blocks. It's annoying, but what are you gonna do? So, this thing's an oily mess under here. I'm going to clean the crap out of this spot right here, and I'm gonna glob a bunch of silicone on it because that's the right way to fix it. No, it isn't. Well, that's what I'm gonna do anyway. And then I'm probably gonna check all the oil pan bolts. It probably, I don't know. Hold on. Wait a second. Hey, it probably needs all new gaskets and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. Because if you guys can't tell, I haven't done anything else right, so why start now? The good news is I think we did fix that seal, which I think was a big part of our problem. I think that's where most of the oil leaked from. My little ear hangs down when I'm laying like this. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to clean all that up and glob silicone on it. But I'm not going to show you that because there's nothing exciting about cleaning the crap out of that and then smearing silicone all over it.
So, I just want to say, if you watched this whole video, thank you very much. Also, I'm going to get out from under the truck real fast. Also, I always feel like my hand needs to be in here. Oh man, this is weird. I still feel weird doing this, by the way. Anyway, yeah, go watch my other videos if you haven't already. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Also, check out my last video. I did what I feel like is the funniest thing I've posted on here so far. But it also tells you about my new merchandise, which is awesome. And I don't expect all of you to buy it because it's your guys' money. Do what you want. But check out the links in the description for that. And there's more than just my merchandise at the links. If you don't know, my wife made some really awesome mugs. I'll probably include some pictures of them here. And also magnets. But she does that kind of stuff for customers. Custom orders. She sells stuff that she's made. So go check all that stuff out. It's a lot of awesome stuff. And yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it. If you think I'm terrible at this, because I am, let me know. Tell me what I can do better. Let me know how you feel about the new phone location, video taking location for in the truck. I feel like it's better than what it was. But also I haven't watched it back to know if the audio worked at all. So we'll find out. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this up, glop a bunch of silicone on it, and I will see you guys the next time I have to fix something. Here's a hint. It's tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.